What's going on YouTube? So I'm gonna go ahead and do the watch list for the next night. I apologize for not doing the watch list for the previous night. I was actually busy setting up a lot of setting up some different parts of my YouTube channel, but we're gonna get right back into it. I'm gonna start analyzing some of these runners, and we did miss out on some plays that I'm a little bit upset about last time around, but we're going to be building that watch list, looking for what we can capitalize on tomorrow. So let's get right into it. AVO, NVAX, looks like they were the most volatile plays. Do some analysis on those. All right. So I'm checking out NVAX to my right here, NVAX. Checking out the 180-day chart, and it looks like there is a massive sell-off, around 7 million shares, dating back to a month ago. So gonna go ahead and avoid that one. Just being super selective. As for AVO, I am seeing that higher relative volume. Ascending uptrend over the course of 5 days. Looking at 10 days, 10-day chart. Yeah, I mean, it broke out on clear volume. I don't really see set risk here though. I'm probably gonna stay away from this play too. So ADMA, I'm gonna go ahead and mark those, get those out of the way. ADMA, YRIV, and I'm just kind of looking these up, pulling up 2x2 style. I was streaming originally with dual monitors, but I realized that that kind of lowered the quality of the videos significantly for a lot of viewers. So I'm gonna just go ahead and not do that. Just focus on one screen, try to clear up what exactly I'm looking at, so you guys can really see the charts. You know, ADMA and YRIV, those are both no-goes. ADMA sell-off, consolidated highs around 545 region. Definitely gonna stay away from it. YRIV, yeah, I'm seeing this high volume traded around 3 million shares, right in the same price range. It's also only 75 cents, so I'm staying away from it. Riot, PRTO, and the first thing I'm looking for with all of these setups is some sort of reliable pattern, something that works a majority of the time. Riot gapped up after it held its resistance levels into the close. It was about a 30 to 40% gain. Could have played that high around 415 too. Had the bounce around 405, which was its previous resistance on the over the course of, kind of zoomed in on the daily chart here on the bottom for it. So have to get a little bigger picture and see what's going on. I don't really feel comfortable pursuing this play, to be honest, unless I really feel like the odds are in my favor and it's getting that bounce around 310, 315 to 320-ish. I can by no means predict the market, nor can anyone, but I just don't feel comfortable chasing in this region. If anything, this would have been a good hold, obviously in hindsight, but it was holding those key levels going into, you know, an ascending uptrend over 2 to 3 days. You can see sort of just some consolidation, not really consolidation, just basic support and resistance channel being built and broken, and that broke into the close, so I'm not really looking at that as a play at this moment. So Riot and PRTO, well, Riot, I got my alerts set, but other than that, I'm not going to chase it. GBTC, EDAP. GBTC, that's a no-go. Consistent volume, no reliability. ADAP. Yeah, I mean, it's having this ascending uptrend, but I don't really spy clear risk. I like to look at the longer term setup too, and I see the support, longer term, never not support, but I definitely see heavier volume traded in this region, around 700K, 500K, upwards to about 2 to 3 million traded in that region on the daily. So I'm just going to avoid that. ADAP, no go. So GBTC, EDAP. GBTC, no. EDAP. Okay. Looks like it held half of its spike after a sell-off and then rallied back up to the 430s. Broke its yearly highs. But this is already broken out. This is already broke out. Broken, I keep saying that. This is already broke out. So, I mean, shorts do kind of risk off that top wick though, around 424, 425. See, yeah, I would stay away from this EDAP. When I don't really FTR and Zine, when I don't really understand what's going on, I tend to just stay away from it. 1 year, 20 day, 180 day. Just kind of zooming through all the charts here. I don't like it. Lower volume. This play would take a long time to really play out because it's not getting significant volume on a daily. I mean, it's getting around, actually some days, yeah, it is getting pretty high volume, but it's not moving a ton. It doesn't move a lot in one day, as you can see. There's been the sell-off, perk up, but still a heavier volume in the 250s. I just don't really want to waste my time with it. Zine, just my personal opinion. Zine, Mara. Zine had a good pop. It's threatening these resistance levels too. Closed in the 6. Closed in the 650s. Higher relative, a little bit higher volume. It could break 670. I don't really like this because it's just more expensive. It's around $6 to $7, and that's not my specialty. I like attacking, you know, $2 to $5 stocks, preferably, if I can. Pull up Mara on the left here. And not only that, but, you know, I'm willing to go after a higher price setup. It just has to be a better setup than this. in my opinion, because you have consolidated lows from roughly 7 months ago. So, and then you also have this resistance where you don't really know how it's going to react. So I'm just going to stay away. Mara, 67 cents. Just going to stay away from it. NXTD, CTRM. NXTD and CTRM on the left. Okay, let's see here. Okay. You know, CTRM, I was looking at off that initial play when it had that higher volume. There could be, so I'm a little worried with this because of the heavier volume traded in this sort of $6 to $10 range with the 2 million candlestick, the selling pressure it got in the 9s and 10s. That's looking at the yearly chart. By the way, I have a funny story to say after this analysis. CTRM, maybe I would buy if it comes back down to 530. But overall, this is just a tricky setup because it's like, I don't know what kind of volume. Its volume faded quickly after that morning spike, kind of. Yeah, I mean, I guess yeah, it was definitely a morning spike. It was around 30 to 40%. But its volume faded pretty quickly after that. So this is just one of those situations where I don't know if it can push through this volume. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much a parabolic after hours. That's really not something you want to buy into again. But then again, maybe you could, you know, we'll see what kind of volume it gets in the morning. This is an interesting one. I'm definitely going to add it to my watch list, my multi-day support and resistance watch list. So I have, I should mention too that I have different watch lists. So I have a multi-month, a multi-day support and resistance, and a multi-week breakout. And of course I'm always looking at the biggest percent gainers too, seeing if I can create any action off those. But let's see. So I'm gonna go ahead and do different watch lists here. I'm gonna add my multi-week, and then I'm gonna add my multi-day support and resistance watch list beneath that. I usually like it in that order. I do the multi-month at top here, multi-week, and then multi-day. But yeah, CTRM, we'll keep an eye out for CTRM, yeah. NXTD, or you look at that. XNet, OVID. Holding multi-week resistance. Could could go if it breaks 205. Even then, heavier selling volume in this $2 region, excuse me, $2 region. So gonna go ahead and avoid this, even though did look pretty appealing on the 10-day chart, but I'll stay away from it. Yeah, this is too choppy. I don't like XNet. So OVID and XNet, we're crossing off. OIBR/C, I can't trade that. CNAT, CAPR. Yeah, I'm gonna avoid both of these. CAPRs lower priced. ENT, ONCS. Nope. SVET, AREX. All right, SVET. Don't like it. There is that ascending uptrend over the course of multiple days. But this is just choppy, unpredictable. Higher volume. On Thursday around 3 million. Sort of like a double top that formed. Yeah, I'm not attacking SVET. AREX, CYDY. CYDY, no. I mean, look at that chart. There's just minimal movement at all. Okay, AREX. I kind of like this setup because even though there's a sell-off, it's getting pretty high relative volume, but it's only at 43 cents. And even then, there is some pretty significant, actually, looking at this more closely, there is some pretty significant volume days from when it's sold off. 1.5 million, so yeah, I'm gonna avoid that. AREX, UIDY, STKL, TCON. Node STKL. I'm gonna start going a little bit faster because we got a lot of charts to get through. TCON, TCON, I should say. Nope. Check out the yearly chart. Oh, maybe. This actually is a little bit interesting. Looking at the yearly chart. Yeah, I'm gonna stay away from it though. LPTX BW. No, no. MBRV, AQB. MBRV, 275 resistance. No. AQB, Sun W. No. Hold on. No for AQB, Sun W. No. FLKS. No. ZRRF, can't trade that. We're still in the million range for volume, so still seeing decent volume. PLAG, go ahead and PLAG, NCTY. PLAG, nice push to that $5 region. Shorts do attack around that region. Heavier volume traded on, almost 12 million shares traded 3 to 4 days back, so nope. NCTY, yeah, I mean, I just don't like buying stocks that have massive recent sell-offs. You know, this was around a 5 million share sell-off, so I just avoid them, plain and simple. SNSS, I don't overthink it. I've made that mistake too many times in the past, trying to overthink and overanalyze and over speculate, but the bottom line is it's an odds game and you just got to go with the best setups. HVB TF, can't trade that. EYPT CVM, yeah, I mean, if this goes down to 175, 176-ish, then maybe I'll attack. I just have to kind of see what kind of volume it's getting and its catalyst at that point. I wouldn't even consider buying until it goes down to that region because of these heavier sell-offs in the morning. Even then, ugh. Yeah, it's a tough play, but you know, I'll be watching it around 177-ish, seeing how it reacts. I'm just gonna set the alert. I'm not gonna actually add it to my watch list though. CVM PXL, for some reason I have this already marked. CVM PXLW. Nope for PXLW. CVM's gaining my interest. Oh yeah. CVM is definitely something I'm interested in. Yeah, undoubtedly something I'm interested in. I'm gonna add that. I want to set an alert for its most recent high volume resistance. I don't know why this keeps coming up. I gotta delete player.me. It's popping up everywhere. But anyways, I'm not gonna get distracted by that. But yeah, I think this has potential to rip. I'm gonna add this to my multi-year breakout, multi-month yearly breakout. Yeah, it could, but those have these sell-offs. They're just lighter volume than what it's getting now, so that's why I have more faith in the setup. It's holding at 385 region pretty well. So yeah, it's holding that 385 pretty well. Set an alert for at or below 390 because it is holding that fairly well over the past 2 to 3 days, and that could yeah, it looks like that was a consolidated high from 7 months ago. Yeah, I'll definitely be looking at CVM. That's one of the more high quality plays for sure. PXLW. Yeah, I already went through that. That's a no-go. AKTS, Dare. No, no. CHFS, LTBR. Yeah, I'm gonna stay away from CHFS too, and LTBR, we'll check that out over here on the left side. In fact, screw it, I'm just gonna make this chart bigger. So LTBS, or LTBR, excuse me. No go. FRTA, RNN. Moving down to 600K volume, so a little bit less. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this because even if it came down to its basic support level, it's got some consolidation. It's pretty choppy from the past in that region. It's pretty choppy. It's lighter relative volume compared to some of these days. It has a 930K, over 1 million shares traded, red, and mid-March. Avoiding that. FRTA, RNN, JSDA. RNN, no, because look, it's just fading. It's not even fading, it's just, yeah, I mean, it's just not very liquid at all. There's no activity. JSDA. All-time chart. Its previous highs were 74.75 cents. Jones Soda. I'm definitely going to be looking at this for sure. It is getting kind of toppy though, but it's showing a bounce. And where is it showing that bounce? 74.72. So let's go back. Which, I mean, 74.13 is where it had topped out in the past. So yeah, I mean, I'm definitely looking at this. Let's check out the 10-day chart though to see. Yeah, I mean, it's getting a little toppy in that region though, so that's something I would keep an eye out on. But we'll see how it holds that level. I also create an alert for when it gets at or below its 67 cents ish, because that was the level it sort of had that morning spike into. Not spike, but rally, and a little spark of momentum, and it's holding fairly decently. But you know, and it is a pretty quality break over highs, but it's just getting toppy, and there's lighter volume, but it's maintaining higher relative volume too. So there's a lot of factors here. I don't really know if I would want to play this because it's less than $1 realistically, and it's pretty choppy. There's not really a lot of reliability on the 10 to 20 day 10-day chart, as you can see. So I will keep an eye out on it. I would prefer to play this on its break of the high of previous high of around 78 cents. We'll see how it reacts. Not a bad setup though. OOIL, can't trade that. EMKR, ZN. I'm sort of just skipping through some of the plays I know that I can tickers I can't trade. EMKR. ZN, CGIP. No. Wow, look at that perk that CGIP got. Maybe if this comes back down to the 177, 178 range, I would consider playing it. Other than that, I'm not going to chase. STAF. STAF. No. No, JNCE is getting top here around that $7 range with higher volume. I'd look for shorts to pounce on it in that region. RGLS, NDRA. Too choppy. NDRA. Sell off. Yeah, I mean, with these sell-offs, RGLS, already looked at that, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, RGLS, NDRA. Sorry, I just went over the same one. But the common theme here, MTBC, SES. Common theme here is that a lot of those setups are pretty choppy, and there's not a whole lot of reliability because when you have higher relative volume in the past, longer term, you know, shareholders from that duration, that period of time, could sell, even when you think the stock's going up quite a bit. It's just not worth the risk because, you know, there's going to be profit takers or people looking to break even in that region. And this, if it comes down to its consolidation lows, MTBC around 436, I see maybe some potential, a little bit higher relative volume on September or August region, around 1.5 million shares traded. Yeah, maybe this comes down to 435-ish. I'll attack. MTBC, SES, SRAX. What time are we at here? 9:30, all right. We got a little bit more time to analyze the market before we need to get enough sleep. SRAX ascending uptrend on the 10-day, 30-minute. Pretty consistent ascending uptrend. I don't really see significant double top into strength. Shorts attacked around $4. Don't really see optimal risk reward here. If anything, I see sort of a larger head and shoulders forming, especially because of lighter volume. Stay away from that. Not necessarily a head and shoulders because there's this double top, but you get the gist. There's kind of this general sort of like left shoulder, head, and then maybe right shoulder because the volume's just gradually getting lower. SRAX. And that's not me saying, oh, I know what the market's gonna do. That's just me saying, look, I've seen this pattern play out a lot on, you know, 10-day, 20-day charts. So I'm not gonna buy into that, even if it's been gaining a little bit over the past couple days, you know. Yeah, SAEX I've kind of lost interest in because it is holding 380 after hours, which was its previous support level. That could be bullish, but there was just a lot of shares traded around the region 19, around 800 to 900,000 shares traded for, about a week ago. So avoiding that. BMMJ HTGM. BMMJ, no, less than $1. HTGN or HTGM. Nope. Goes back to the main point, which is don't trade choppy charts, you know. Take the guesswork out of it. You're the casino. The market isn't the casino, you know. You stick to your plays. Don't let the market give you what kind of plays you may potentially make. Then that's the market being the casino. If you're taking the plays that you have more conviction in, then you're your own personal casino, you know. Betting on yourself and your pattern recognition. Sounds kind of weird, but you know, the market is the market's the market. It does what it does, so you gotta go with high quality plays, otherwise you'll die. No risk, you'll die. Just a joke. UCLE is like swimming in a pool of gray white sharks, and those gray white sharks being algorithmic traders and hedge funds and mutual funds and prop traders. Tate. You know, you got to be careful, because when shorts attack, they attack, and a lot of those firms and agencies, they get better borrows, they have better data, they have better technology. Tate, BHTG, they get data faster, they get news faster. Here I am with my news scanner. All silly, but I don't trade the news, I trade reactions to the news. I trade the patterns. That's where the money's at. BHTG, yeah, no go. All right, so we just went through the largest percent gainers, picked out 2, created some alerts. From here, what I usually do is I go through my phone and check my past alerts and see how those stocks are reacting too. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull out my phone, pull out some of my past alerts. So Pred was one, ADMA was another. Okay, Pred got the bounce once at 237, and I had an alert set for when it went down to 230s. SRUTF, ADMA. Okay, ADMA showing that bounce at consolidated lows and highs, higher relative volume, high volume here. Oh god, yeah, this is when we went over. It probably had passed its FDA. FDA approval. You know, this was one we were looking at on FDA catalysts, and sure enough, it went up 60% on that approval. And you know, these run-ups for FDA approvals, they'll really happen. So wow, what can I say? I mean, I was reading on Kyle Raging Bull, like Kyle Dennis's profile. If you know Kyle Dennis, he made over $1 million from Jason Bond picks, but he does like biotech and he does FDA Catalyst, but he does the run-ups. So he's he's up early in the morning, he's waiting for that anticipation, and from when this momentum starts to turn and you get in, I mean, that run-up alone is like 30%. And if you were to sell, around the market open, it would have been around a 90% increase. So his strategy is, I'm actually kind of going through and seeing what they say and what actually works in the market, and it does work pretty well. I mean, I've seen a lot of FDA, you look at FDA Catalyst, you see which stocks are awaiting FDA approval, and in those 2 to 3 days before they're reporting, you see these 20 to 30% run-ups. And ADMA is kind of finding support too. It's not really finding, after hours it is actually decently finding support around 490, which, like I said, was the consolidated lows and highs and resistance longer term on the daily chart. As you can see here, around 490, support became new resistance a couple months later. Sorry, I kind of talk like a caveman too. Sometimes I don't fill my sentences, and that's just because it's just a trader's way of thinking. Sometimes when you're locked in, you're focused on each specific detail. But yeah, ADMA, probably just gonna stay away from now. But this was a good play leading up to this morning. Part of me kind of wants to attack those run-ups more. But yeah, I mean, ADMA, we had alerts set for above 450, and that certainly happened. SRUTF, can't trade that. All right, so I'll go back through the alerts I set for today. Got MTBC, really choppy. I don't really know why I set this alert. Maybe because I see decent risk reward in the 440 range, that's why. But yeah, not good enough to add because it's too choppy. CGIP, I can't even, how many freaking times I've said it's too choppy. It is though. I mean, you gotta stick to clean charts, CGIP, CVM, what time is it? 9:30. We got some time still. CVM, yeah, I mean, I already have this one, my watch list. I like to set up. We already kind of talked about it. Pretty clear break over all-time highs. UIPT, well, it hasn't broke yet, but it's pretty clearly threatening those levels. UIPT, yeah, I mean, we could definitely maybe go in around 170, this multi-year support sort of level. I like this play. The only thing I would be cautious of is like the longer term 6 mil, 8 mil traded in that region. But I do see some potential on the 20-day chart. Looking at the daily chart, yeah, I mean, some sideways consolidation, mini channel with a little bit higher volume being built. Maybe a not too bad of a quality risk reward play if it comes down to that support level 175. Biotech too. I don't know why I keep going back to my scanner. It's habit. UIPT, CTRM, Riot, TROV, PULM. TROV and PULM. PULM. Yeah, PLM, if it comes back down to wow, I mean, PLM had a pretty good, you could have gotten some quality entries if you were trying to short. I don't know how available it was, how many shares there were to short, but see that triple top intraday, you know, and then the fade, that's 30%. So PLM, KG, yeah, too choppy for KG, although it had a pretty good day. KG, PLUG, SELB, PLUG, too choppy, SELB, no, MRNS, ACR, no, way too choppy, ACRX, nope, Icon, already did that one, BLNK, ACHV, no, losing liquidity on these, BLNK, ACHV, CFMS, GOLT, no. A lot of these older plays I was looking at lost liquidity. GOLT doesn't move a lot intraday, so kind of sticks within its range typically. I mean, some days you get 3 to 4 or 5% total, but that's just not volatile enough for me to want to play it. CVM, CTRM, and we got MTBC. Okay, so MTBC will add, and I mean that's pretty much it. Like, I'm just looking at around 3 setups. I was not engaged with the market yesterday, otherwise I would have taken a picture of my scan. I usually do that. So 3 setups. I mean, we got CVM, CTRM, MTBC, but yeah, I mean, I'm not really even gonna look into Catalyst right now. I'm just gonna sort of gauge how these react around their support and resistance levels. But yeah, typically I take snapshots of my watch lists or my scans on a day-to-day basis, so that way I can sort of go back and see them. So didn't do that this time around, but hey, I do see some decent plays. We'll see how this goes. I'll be up tomorrow morning looking for pre-market breakouts, same gig. I want to apologize again for missing yesterday. I was setting up a lot of things, but I plan to consistently upload, and add me on Discord, Ethan Space Hancock. That's also my intro. I know I talk a lot and this can get boring, but this is realistically how I see a way to make a lot of money in America. And it's not even the money that's driving me. It's, I mean, yeah, the money is a big driver, but it's the art of it is really starting to click with me, and I'm starting to love technical analysis. That's really taken the forefront of my approach, especially with lower float, lower cap stocks. But yeah, it's not even the money in this, but it's more so the potential and the fact that the unlimited potential to make money. I mean, not the money itself, not the money for me. You know, I don't want to make the money just so I can spend it. I want to make the money so I can prove to be a consistently profitable trader, escape that 9 to 5, but also show that there's a mixture of artistic ability that's required with this, and just actively show everything along the way. And I'm developing, but it is getting late, so I'm gonna let you guys go.